In Elgin, a unique project is bringing generations together by preserving the stories of Hispanic families who built this community. The Hispanic Heritage Project isn't about history, it's about identity, culture, and pride.
Well, I think the inspiration obviously came from the fact that Elgin has a very big and growing Latino population. The Elgin History Museum had already done a documentary on the African American experience here. It's called Project 231. You can find it on YouTube. And they'd also had an exhibit, a documentary with the Jewish community in Elgin. And given that by now, currently Elgin's almost 50%, if not probably more, of its population.
Through verbal histories, photographs, and community events, the project shines a light on the contribution of Hispanic immigrants and their descendants.
We do have quite a range of folks in the committee, and as well as interviewed. We have artists, young ones. We have older people like myself, so there's a good range, and I think it's critical to students, obviously, especially the younger ones, get involved and be at least in touch with their culture, because what happened to me was I wasn't, and I really missed that, and I felt like at 25 or so when I got into it, I realized, man, I wasted a lot of years. How can I not know something about that little island called Puerto Rico, right? So I think it's critical that we get young people involved in it. Obviously, if for nothing else, they're a critical part. Elgin, especially the Elgin Latino community, a huge percentage of them are under 18.
It's about honoring the past while inspiring the future, making sure that young people today can see themselves reflected in the voices of their parents, grandparents, and neighbors.
Our community, like so many other ethnic communities, often starts with that first generation coming here. By the time you're second, third, fourth generation, they lose a lot of not only our language, but they lose a lot of our culture. They begin to not know how to cook some food that's pretty much a staple in the community. Certain words, euphemisms, idiomatic phrases are just lost on them. And that's perfectly natural. I'm not trying to judge. I think that's perfectly natural when you assimilate and acculturate into this melting pot called the United States of America, right? And then there's some, and so for those, it's easy to lose the history. Because you start losing your language, you start losing, the religion, you start losing the music. I'll tell you, for me, I was born in Elgin, right? I didn't listen to Spanish music till I was like in my mid-20s. It was all rock and roll. I hardly knew any Spanish. And I was in California one day, because I was out there for 10 years, and I saw a car drive by with the Puerto Rican flag. And the only thing I knew to say was, Boricua, we all scream. And they screamed it back, and I'll never forget, I was so embarrassed. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. What does Boricua even mean? I don't listen to salsa. I know nothing about my island. And that was a defining moment for me.
The Elgin Hispanic Heritage Project reminds us that heritage is just not where we come from, but about the strength, pride, and unity we carry forward. In Elgin, history speaks to the voices of its people, and thanks to this project, those voices will never be forgotten.